What exactly is surrender? We love to think about that and we hear about this so-called surrender to your life, to the flow, to the will of the goddamn universe. Well, guess what? Today I just want to explore what exactly surrender means. And let's be real about something. Surrender looks like enlightening all of the issues of your life. I mean, that's how it can look like on impression, but what is it really? What is it really? We love that word so much. We love that word so much because it represents the exact opposite that we don't want, and that is force and effort. Which, you know what? Surrender to your feelings. Surrender to your current. What about you surrender? You try as much as you can to surrender. Surrender your will. Surrender your emotions, but what did you get when you surrender it? Sometimes you get nothing. Why? Because ultimately the universe doesn't care. The universe just exists. The universe is so neutral to you. The universe doesn't care. She doesn't give you your best life. You're the one who makes the choice, alright? If I don't make the choice to do something, how the fall will make me do that? I mean, when you always fall into the same feeling and you're always required to start and to make daily choices, I mean, honestly, the realization that your life is dependent on you, because if it was dependent on the flow, there was never gonna be that much suffering and that much trying, but instead this is what we get. So yeah, you surrender to the flow, you surrender to the now, but what if the now it's nothing? The now is just woe of, I don't know, something that you don't want. When it's something that you don't want, you can get to the closure that ultimately nobody cares if you live happy or if you live sad, if you live miserably. Because we like to believe that, oh, the universe shows my path, shows my purpose. God damn, I just need to surrender, to relax. Guess what? Sometimes we make our flow. And most of the time, it's always required effort for basically everything. Even to start, it requires the goddamn effort. So what? You live your life for you. And universe stands around us. And it's like, she just stands. She or he, I don't know what he is. Just stands. It doesn't give you anything just because you stay right here and don't move. Doesn't give you anything just because you surrender to your feelings. No. Sometimes doesn't even sometimes we make the assumption that the flow is something external, but usually the flow is just our biology drive us, okay? And I'm sorry, but I want to make that video because I cannot lift it that way, because you can say that you love to hear that, and people, content creators always say to you, surrender, everything starts with the surrender. Well, yeah, that's what we believe, but what is your experience? If you constantly surrender and you get nothing, then to what closure we can get? What is the closure that we're getting? No, nothing in life is concluded until you die. That's the only conclusion. You die. I want to see how you surrender then. If you want to be successful, but you need to surrender, how you are doing that. If you surrender to being successful, how is that happening? I mean, just tell me the process, because people talk about embodying, and yes, but embodying requires effort. Your effort, your choice, you're figuring out sometimes. I mean, figuring out, we can assume that too many ways to figure out, but again, we don't do it by thinking it, by receiving it from our body, okay? Because our mind is part of our body, but it's not our body. These are the calculations, but we don't calculate. No. So, I just wanna... What exactly the process of surrender is? It's admitting this is shitty. Okay, this is shitty. I'm admitting this is shitty. Everything that my conditions and my surroundings, this is shitty. This inside me is shitty, and so what? The power to change it, it's still inevitably to me. I was able to say with such certainty, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. Nothing is concluded. Everything you see, everything you angle you see, your way of how things can be and what can be and what is not, and all the possibilities, nothing is concluded. I can play that role. I can say to you that that is what you will need. That is what will help. That is what will solve the things that you want to solve. No. If you want to get it as a lack of conviction, get it. But you know yourself that nothing in life is certain. Especially not concluded. You can't conclude anything till you die, because that's the only conclusion that you get in this life. Death. The nice death. It's not a fun place to be, but unfortunately, not to this glorious source of magic. We are the magic. There's no magic here and there. Your magic is here and here. Okay, so I want to do that. If I want to do that, what? I surrender? No, I do it. Effort. And as much as I say that, that doesn't mean I completely exclude the possibility that maybe I'm wrong. But when I logically state this, and when I experience it, when you surrender is just another form of passivity sometimes, because the true concept of surrender is letting go and just taking it. Take everything about you and just moving your hand. But ultimately, who moves my hand? Me. And that is relieving to hear it. I mean, it's relieving to know, oh, goddamn, my effort is not needed. Something drives me. Guess what? If I'm dying from lack of motivation and bleeding to death, so I surrender to it. Okay, that was not on place. I know that. That was not on place. Of course, I am not gonna surrender to death. I'm gonna fight death with my teeth, with my hands. It's me, Marathon. If you don't know that by these 7 minutes. I just want to explore it, because we love to say surrender. People love to say surrender to you because it makes them feel like powerful gurus who just give one sentence that everybody say to daily basis. So what? I surrender to the idea of the video, but who make it? I need to make the conscious choice to wanting to do that, and I need to put the effort. So, is this true surrender? Or is just another form of scrapping your life again with bolts and nails? Who knows? Especially not me. Like I said, nothing is concluded. Everything is open. To the end of our days, nothing is truly certain. Nice seeing you, friend.